Hey, Tony Guillot, our Raging Cajun from USS Simon Lake. Hey, this episode is dedicated to you. Hey, I've been watching all this footage coming out of New Orleans here lately with the Mardi Gras and all that, and it just inspired me to do a little Cajun cooking. So today I'm going to show you my version of red beans and rice, so stay tuned. Well, you heard it in the intro. I'm doing red beans and rice, one of those Cajun comfort foods that, who doesn't like red beans and rice? Well, my wife doesn't like it so much. If I do it once a year, she's happy. This would be twice. I love it. It's one of those meals that I can cook one pot and it'll last me the entire week for work. So, hey, that's what I'm doing. Hey, let me tell you what's going to go into the pot here. This is my version, so it slightly differs a little bit from others. But hey, everything starts, well, at least most Cajun cooking starts with the Holy Trinity. So I have one pepper here that I've diced up, one onion, and 2 stalks of celery. There's a Trinity. We're going to go ahead and saute that. Then I've got one smoked andouille sausage over here. I've got that diced up. That's going to go in the pot. I'm going to saute that with the veggies. I've got 2 ham hocks over there. That's where I kind of deviate a little bit. A lot of people that make red beans and rice don't use ham hocks. I like the flavor. I like the texture of everything that comes off those hocks, and they add a nice little smokiness to this meal. All right, my Cajun seasoning. So I differ also a little bit. So what I have for my Cajun seasoning, I have a tablespoon of salt. I've got 2 teaspoons of pepper. I have a full tablespoon of garlic powder, a full tablespoon of onion powder, and I have a teaspoon of thyme, dried thyme. I've got a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And instead of, a lot of people use Italian seasoning, I use herbs de Provence. I kind of like to go back to the French influence of the area. So I kind of go with the herbs de Provence for my Cajun seasoning. And then I've got a pound of red beans that I have soaked overnight and left in the fridge. So we're basically ready to go. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and heat the pot up. I'm going to drain off those beans, and then we'll go ahead and get that Holy Trinity sauteing along with that andouille sausage, and whoa, it's going to be smelling good here in a couple hours. So we'll be right back, and we'll get started on this. Well, it's time to start sauteing. I'm going to go ahead and put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my pot here. We'll let that heat up just a little bit here. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my Trinity to the pot. Pot was heated up nicely. I'll get that going just a little bit before I add my andouille. Just when these start to get a little translucent is when I'm going to go ahead and add my andouille sausage. Alright, these vegetables are looking a little bit translucent. Let's go in with the andouille. There we go. Alright, give it a little stir here. Get a little sauteing going on here. So, as you heard, I did my shout out at the beginning here to Tony Guillot. He was one of my watch captains on board USS Simon Lake, and boy, that guy can cook. Or he could cook. He probably still can cook. But what a character. Cajun to the core. And some of the stuff he was saying there, I never understood it. I mean, he was talking Cajun a lot of times too. I mean, whoo. Like I said, Cajun to the core. Ooh, this is smelling so good. Okay, so we've got a little bit of browning going on here. Now it's time to go in with our seasonings. In they go. Give it a nice turn here, give it a nice stir. How many of you all been to Mardi Gras before? Let me see, raise your hands out there. Quite a few of you, huh? I've never been. I've been to New Orleans, never been to Mardi Gras. I don't know if I want to go. Okay, smelling really good. Time to go in with our water. I've got 6 cups of water going into the pot. Give that a stir. Going with my beans. In got the beans. Whew. This is going to be good. Alright, lastly, the hocks. Get that in there. So, I got to tell you, there's not much else to do right now other than bring this up to a boil, drop it down to a simmer, put the cover on it, and let it simmer away for about 2.5 hours or until those beans are nice and tender, and we're there. Oh yeah, I got to make some rice too. No biggie. Rice is going to go in a rice cooker about an hour out, and we'll be there. So hey, we'll be right back. Well, for you it's going to be right back. For me, it's going to be a couple hours. So we'll see you. Okay, so I'm back. It's been 2 hours, and if you could smell what's going on in this house right now, you'd be at my door. We tested the beans, and they are nice and tender. Now, what I want to do carefully is to remove the hocks. I don't want any of the little bones in the hocks falling off into the red beans. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these hocks. I'm going to go ahead and take all the meat and the skin, because I like the skin as well, off the hocks and get it back into the beans. So out come the hocks. Now these should be fall off the bone tender. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start picking the meat off these bones. I'm also going to go ahead and take this skin. I'm going to dice that up. I like it in my red beans. If you don't like it in yours, don't put it in. Or don't even go with the hocks at all. Alright, well, I think I've got just about all I'm going to get off these hocks. So, I'm just going to go ahead, take this up, give it a good chop into the pot. We'll mash up some beans to thicken up the red beans. And we're almost in the home stretch. Alright, let's get to chopping. How many of you do this? Okay, raise your hands out there. I see you. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm doing. This is all flavor right here. There we go. It's about as chopped as I want to get it. So, into the pot. So I don't make a mess. Okay, so we're a little bit thin on the consistency right now. Not to worry. The beans are nice and tender. All I should need to do is take my masher here, mash a few down. We'll let it cook for about another, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, and it'll tighten right up to the consistency that we want it. We don't want it like really soupy. We want a little thickness to this. All right, it's smelling good. It's looking good. Okay, so let me get some mashing going on here. All right, so we're right about at the consistency that I like it. A little thicker. All right, so go ahead and kick this back on. I'm just gonna cook this down about another 2 minutes. All right, let's give this a taste. Nothing. No salt, no pepper, nada. This is spot on. Whew. Got a little bit of heat to it. That cayenne. All right, so we got about another minute to go here, and this will tighten up nicely, and we're gonna be in business. Well, this is some fine looking red beans and rice. Well, right now it's just the red beans. We're gonna add the rice right now. So let's bowl this up. Nice consistency. I don't know if you can see that. Not too thin, not too thick. So let's get this into the bowl. Alright, going with this rice. Alrighty, this is one, taking one for the team here. A little bit of rice, a little bit of beans. As Justin would say, we guarantee. That is some serious red beans and rice. And you saw just how freaking easy it was to make. A few ingredients, throw it in the pot, 2 hours later, we got that masterpiece. You gotta make it. This thing is off the charts good and perfect comfort food for this time of year. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly share. And right over here, bang, hit my logo there. It makes it a lot easier for you to subscribe. So until next time, thanks, and we'll see you. Time for some more.